Right now, a federal prosecutor is reviewing the claims, and we know at least one of the accusers' reports is now in the hands of Albany police. Earlier this afternoon, these Democratic members of Congress said they believe the governor should step aside, including Congressman Jerry Nadler and Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. All this as a seventh woman has now come forward accusing Governor Cuomo of sexual harassment. Jessica Bakeman wrote an article in New York Magazine about her encounters with the governor while she was working as a reporter in New York. She says one of the encounters happened at a holiday party at the governor's mansion. And in her article, she said, in part, "I walked up to the governor, who was in the middle of a conversation with another reporter, and waited for a moment when I could interject. He took my hand as if to shake it, then refused to let go. He put his other arm around my back, his hand on my waist, and held me firmly in place while indicating to a photographer he wanted us to pose for a picture." This new allegation comes as the governor refuses to resign. And News Nation correspondent Tom Negevin is live for us tonight in New York with the latest. Tom.
Just outside the governor's Manhattan office, Marnie, and he spoke briefly to the media on the phone today, again refusing to resign and saying a few other things we'll get into in a second. But he is facing right now 3 simultaneous investigations. There's an ongoing federal investigation into the state's handling of the COVID pandemic in nursing homes. There's an independent investigation by the state attorney general into the sexual harassment allegations the governor is facing now from 7 different women. And there's also upstate in Albany, that impeachment investigation, as you've been reporting. So the governor today asking again that lawmakers, including the top-ranking Democrats in the state of New York from the Senate and congressional delegations, withhold judgment, even as they are calling for him to resign, saying there may be an ulterior motive, hinting at this for the allegations he's facing tonight.
I won't speculate about people's possible motives. But I can tell you, as a former attorney general who's gone through this situation many times, there are often many motivations for making an allegation. I'm not going to argue this issue in the press. That is not how it is done. That is not the way it should be done.
Governor Andrew Cuomo hinting that politics may be at play here, and politics certainly is, but not necessarily in the way he suggests. An impeachment investigation underway upstate at the state capitol in Albany. 121 state lawmakers now saying he can't do the job New Yorkers need him to do.